That's better.
Yo, what's up, everybody? I know it's been a minute since we've been here, but welcome to the PPP show. You have your boy, President Dontae.
And popcorns and pajamas.
And you know it. We're going to be talking about politics today, some current events. And so without further ado, we're going to just jump in. We have a reaction video that we're going to do, and we're going to talk about some things here. So let me go ahead and get us queued up.
Senate Democrats met yesterday. Some describe the hours-long chats as rough and sad. Plenty of headlines paint the picture. Democrats panic about Biden, but do nothing. Dems split on Biden's survival strategy. Biden's support on Capitol Hill grimly uncertain. And the cracks in the Dem party are evident as Biden's campaign shatters. House Democrat Steve Cohen with this take.
Are you all on the same page?
No. What do you mean you're not on the same page?
They're not even in the same book.
Colorado Senator Michael Bennet is now the upper chamber's first Democrat to say this.
This is the first time in more than 20 years that a Republican president has been up in this part of the campaign. Donald Trump is on track, I think, to win this election and maybe win it by a landslide and take with him the Senate and the House. And so for me, this isn't a question about polling. It's not a question about politics. It's a moral question about the future of our country.
All right, he joins the list of congressional Democrats either calling for Biden to step aside or say he just simply can't win. New Jersey's Mikey Sherrill, the latest to call for Biden to step aside. Senior House Democrat Jerry Nadler was on that list, but now an apparent walk back.
Do you have concerns about him being on the top of the ticket?
Whether I have concerns or not, is beside the point. He's going to be our nominee, and we all have to support him.
Just to be clear, sir, you do not want the president to drop out?
I do not.
Okay, former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi softening her stance this morning, saying of Biden, I want him to do whatever he decides to do. Senator Bernie Sanders is backing the president and offers this advice.
What I think is best is for him to get out, to talk to people, to do town meetings, to do press conferences, and let the people decide. That's how I think you determine cognitive ability. And I think what he has got to do is get out there, interact with people, turn off the teleprompter, and people can make a judgment for themselves how well he is doing.
So I just want to pause it right there for a second. We'll jump back into it. So what would you like to add to that? Because that was a lot.
First of all, let me say this. I wish they would let Biden go out there and be himself and turn off the teleprompter. I would love to see that. Can you imagine? He messed up when he got the teleprompter. He said everything, then said pause. Can you imagine him without a teleprompter? I would love it. I would love for the raw Biden to go out there. Y'all wouldn't be ready. Y'all would not be ready. Let me tell you something. We've been saying this 3 years ago. We've been saying when Biden was hiding in the basement that Biden wasn't qualified to run the country. We knew it. We've been saying, I know for sure, me and you and other people have been saying for the last 2 years that Biden's not mentally there. He's not mentally fit. Something is going on. We've been saying, and Democrats seen it. Democrats saw it all along, but they kept, lying to their people that he was there. For me and you can be on social media, on TikTok, on lives and stuff, and those people tell us that Biden is mentally fit. No matter how many times we tell them, no, they're not. They have been lying to their people all this time. Now they're trying to act like it's a shock. Oh, let me clench my pearls because we didn't know this. Yes, they did. They knew it. I think what the problem is, in my opinion, they feel like now it may be too hard for them to cheat. It may be too hard for them to cheat because they can't push out COVID no more. Ain't nobody scared of that. They can't send out all these mail-out ballots. People have something to compare it to. They got 2020 to compare it to when Biden took office. They got 2016 to compare it to when Trump took office. And people see the difference. People, kitchen table issues are what people are looking at. Mm-hmm. And they see the writing on the wall. Now they're trying to act like, Joe Biden. So they've been knew this. In my opinion, they not just not seeing this. They've been knew it.
I agree. And the thing is, you said something about COVID is not going to be a thing. It seems like they're trying to slowly push that back out as well. As you know, Kamala Harris' husband, I believe, had COVID. I believe it was Sunday. He tested positive for COVID. But but Kamala didn't. So, Joe Biden even thought that he had COVID. So they're trying to slowly put it back in. And I heard something about the media saying that, the hospitals are being overwhelmed again and all this and the third. They got to do something because they know that Joe Biden is not, up to the job. But then you have Nancy Pelosi and, Nadler and all of them, was just saying, look, no, we need to change him out. They're not saying that. They're saying that we're going to stick with Biden because, I believe it was, what was his name? Adam Smith. He's over the House Arms Department for the Democrats. And he was saying yesterday that they basically did a switcheroo on Bernie Sanders, how they cheated him at his primary. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what the Democrats do. Like they basically rig their own primaries. So if you think they won't rig their own primaries, they won't go against their opponent. They will go against their opponent and try to rig that too. Just like yesterday, the SAVE Act, I believe they was trying to pass. The Republicans passed it, but 198 Democrats said, no, we don't have to, shirk our elections. We don't really care about that. Anybody can vote in our elections because they want to have Biden be replaced. Well, our votes, a lot of people votes being replaced by these asylum seekers and
illegal. Nobody got time for that. By these illegal immigrants, they have broke the law that came to this country illegal. And I think what people need to realize, Dontae, all these people, because I hear a lot of people, they're not illegal. They need to be here too. They trying to look at what people not realizing. When you allow them to come into your country and take your resources or to vote, they're diminishing your vote. They're diminishing your legal vote. That's what they're doing, and I don't think people are understanding that.
They don't care. The thing is, like I said again, because when you look at the Democrat Party, they're in this whole cipher of anything against Trump. It doesn't matter if Joe Biden is in there. They don't care. It's not Trump. He's not Trump. And the media has did a wonderful job with brainwashing a lot of people into hating one man so much that sometimes you don't even realize that the person that's really good for you is actually the one you're supposedly hating, and the one that's really not good for you, you love. And that's just what the media has done. And like I said, again, we've seen this a long time ago. A lot of us seen it earliest before Biden even ran the first time. We seen that he had problems, but they hid him in the basement during the 2020 campaign because they had COVID. They hid him when nobody could really see this, but now it's on full stage. Everybody see it. And Trump is older too, but at the same time, Trump doesn't have the cognitive decline. He's not showing that, because if he did, I'd be the main one saying, no, Trump, he can't run. I don't care how much I like him as a president. No, he can't do it.
Okay, we'll be telling Trump, well, look, your time is up. You did what you did for us. We appreciate it. Pass the torch. You can't do it no more. We don't have a problem with saying that.
Exactly. And I just think that's just the craziness of it. But like I say, we're gonna go ahead and see what else is in this video. We'll go ahead and knock it on now. And yeah, this is a pretty good video. I didn't know we was gonna have much to talk on it, but we do. So let's go.
All right, so we start with senior White House correspondent Peter Doocy. He was at that fiery press briefing yesterday. We covered it live on America Reports. Peter, another big day.
Yes, Sandra, this was happening during your show yesterday. For an administration that has nothing to hide concerning the president's age and acuity and issues with those, their story sure changes a lot. Because now we are told that on January 17th, when the neurological specialist Kevin Kennard came to the White House for a meeting with the president's personal physician, it was concerning caring for the president. It was part of his annual physical. That is despite what we were told here yesterday.
Can you say whether that one meeting was related to care for the president himself?
I can say that it was not.
White House officials are also pointing out for concerned parties that there are protocols in place to ensure national security in times of emergency, despite the president's plans to take it easy at night now.
He also said he's sharpest before 8 p.m. So say that the Pentagon at some point picks up an incoming nuke. It's 11 p.m. Who do you call? The First Lady?
He has a team that lets him know of any news that is pertinent and important to the American people.
The president has also been joined in White House meetings recently by his son, Hunter Biden, and his wife, Dr. Jill Biden.
When the First Lady's in these meetings, is she making decisions or is she just advising the president?
No, the president is the president of the United States. He makes decisions.
Can you say if Hunter Biden has access to classified information?
No.
And this is extraordinary. Just a few minutes ago, George Clooney has posted an op-ed in the New York Times. I'm going to read a line from it. He says, "I love Joe Biden as a senator, as a vice president and president. I consider him a friend, and I believe in him, believe in his character, believe in his morals." But he goes on to say he thinks that they need a new presidential nominee.
Wow.
Remember, just a couple weeks ago, President Biden raced back from Europe to get to Los Angeles for a George Clooney hosted fundraiser where Barack Obama was also there, Bill Clinton was there. George Clooney is now saying that after he watched the debate, he wants a new top of the ticket. That is going to sting here at the White House and also in Wilmington. Sandra.
Another bit of big news as this continues. Thank you very much, Peter, with the update from the White House.
All right. So, whoa, that's a lot.
If they only had a brain. I'm so glad we got a brain. I'm so glad. They need to go see the wizard because they need to follow Yellow Brick Road and get a brain. I mean, I'm confused. They first of all, they got their marching paper. They got their marching papers to go against Joe Biden. Let's be for real. We know what it is. Everybody now all of a sudden, oh, they seeing that Joe Biden is not there mentally or whatever. They been knew that. But all of a sudden now, they see the polls. And let me just say this right quick. For all Trump supporters, like I tell y'all all the time, like my little brother, President Dontae, tell y'all all the time, don't just focus on those polls. Get out there. Vote early. Get out there. And the reason we're telling y'all to vote early, because we don't want y'all to go vote on election day and they tell you that the pipes busted and you can't vote. Get out there, vote early, put your boots to the ground, get out there. Don't just focus on those polls. But let me tell you something. They see their poll, they see the writing on the wall. Now all of a sudden, everybody concerned with his mental ability. If you've been around this man 5 minutes, they knew something was going on with this man. Listen, I can't stand Jill Biden. Let me put that out there. In case anybody don't know, I can't stand Jill Biden. She is a horrible wife. She's a horrible person. But they not just all of a sudden coming out with this Dontae. You know they've been doing it. They got their memos. They got their marching papers to, hey, we got the back off of Joe Biden. And that's what they're doing. That's exactly what they're doing. We're not crazy.
Yeah, the bunny tried to protect them. The bunny can't protect them no more. You know, they can't put the bunny right there no more. I mean, it's a lot of things, like I say, even when they talk about Trump, you know, we can't let a felon be in the White House. Well, Hunter Biden is a felon, right? Which I don't like to even call him a convicted felon because they may get appealed and it may be overturned. So, you know, but the thing is, when it comes to Joe Biden, Jill Biden, and all these Democrats that want him to stay in place, is because they're really nervous because of the one that's number 2. They worried about Kamala because they know that Kamala don't have a cold chance in hell to beat Trump. Even though the polls are saying they did a matchup saying that she would beat him by 1 point. Even they did one with Hillary Clinton and said that she would beat Trump by 1 point, which I don't believe. Because the thing is, if you look at the nation, most people, you got to understand these polls, people are not telling the whole truth either. Even if they even answer the phone to take these polls. But
they'll never ask me.
Never. You know what I'm saying? And there's a solid majority that actually support Trump. They would never come out and say it, because they know they'll get tore down like we do. You know what I'm saying? By saying what you believe, you get called all kinds of names. They don't want to go through that. But when they go into that ballot box, they're going to think about the kitchen table issues. Excuse me. They're going to think about that, and they're going to say, well, can I pay my light bill? Can I pay my rent? Can I pay my mortgage? And I could do those things under Trump, but under Biden, I'm struggling to do it. Can I put food on my table? Things like that. So I just think that with these Hollywood people and these news pundits, they knew all along, and now they want to get rid of Joe Biden. But I don't think he's going to go anywhere because he's older. You know, some people, when they get older, they get set in their way. I don't believe he's going to leave on his own. I think that when they get to the DNC, they're going to switch some delegates around. Them delegates going to start pulling their support back, and I don't think that he's going to be the nominee. They may anoint Kamala, because again, if they put anybody, like you said before, if they put anybody in front of her, the black vote or the black Democrats, they're not going to have that. They're not going to be with that. You replace Kamala, the first black VP, even though Joe Biden said he was. But
it's going to be the problem. They're going to have a problem.
Yeah, it's going to be a big problem. Big problem. It's just crazy. And it's another one of a video that I had pulled that I want to get your take on it, because I don't usually agree with Umar Johnson on much of nothing, like zero of nothing. But this video,
I think I saw that video.
Let me see if I could. And let me see here.
Which everybody wants to label. Whenever you talk about what the black activists in Chicago are going through, or whenever you talk about what black people here in New York are complaining about, they'll say that's MAGA messaging. How is it MAGA messaging?
It's not MAGA messaging. Listen, the bottom line is when Joe Biden got elected, he said he wanted to fast track 4 million undocumented residents to full citizenship. Black people completely ignored it. I spoke on it. I said, do you know why he want to fast track 4 million? Because he know he's not going to do nothing for us. We ain't going to be motivated to vote for him November. So what he's going to do is have these migrants already set up with citizenship so they can replace the black vote that he loses. The migrants are being put in our communities on purpose, New York and Chicago on purpose, because they are what? The two blackest cities in America. They're the two largest cities in America. They're the two most politically conscious black communities in America. So if we can wash out the black with the brown in New York, if we can wash out the black with the brown in Chicago, Philly don't stand a chance. Atlanta don't stand a chance. LA, Houston, Dallas, Detroit, Chicago don't stand a chance. The migrants are here for 3 reasons. Replace us at the polls, replace us at the low-end industry jobs, right? See, when Donald Trump said during the debate that Joe Biden is taking black jobs and giving them to migrants, he was correct, although he didn't say it because he cared about us, but he's right. When people say, what do you mean by black jobs? Get out your bougie feelings and deal with the reality. 1/3 of black men have a felony. So there's a lot of jobs they will never qualify for. They are mostly what? Essential workers, warehouse, trucking, security. And a lot of those jobs are going to who? The migrants. So that's what he meant by black jobs. We got to stop being so sensitive and look at the reality of it. I was reading a report the other day. They said the Latinos taking over the construction jobs. They taking them over. And the low industry work, like your gardening, your landscaping, completely taking it over.
So, Popcorn, you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I knew you had came off screen. So
my camera just went down. I don't know what happened. My camera just went down.
Okay, well, you there, so it's all good.
Okay.
So what do you think about that? What he was saying?
Let me say this, and I'm a person who I'm not too crazy about Umar Johnson, but I agree 100% with everything he said. I agree 100% with everything he said. Like he said, get out of your feelings with this silliness because you know what black jobs are. I don't agree with him saying that Trump don't care anything about us, but I respect his opinion. If that's how he feel. He have the right to feel that way. But I agree with him. Get out your little silly feelings, and because you know what black jobs are. But of course, Democrats came out and gave people their marching orders, so they had to run with that. Because he's right. They taking the construction job, they taking the security job, they taking jobs that black people usually have. And I'm so sick. Let me say this. I'm so sick of blacks acting like there are certain jobs they won't do. Only a nut won't do what he got to do to take care of him and his family. I'm proud to tell everybody that my 92-year-old daddy had a janitorial company that he raised his family on. We went to private school. He took care of his family and his grandkids with it. You understand what I'm saying? He had another job too, but he still had a janitorial. Because at the end of the day, you're going to do what you got to do to take care of your family. I'm tired of these blacks acting like everybody got to make $100,000 an hour. Because if you be honest about it, the average black don't make over $40,000 a year. And I'm just being honest, the average black. If you make it over that, you're blessed. But we talking about reality. Me and you, we in reality. We in reality out here. We know that $5 shoe, we can make us an egg sandwich with whatever. We in reality. Yeah, you used to could. You can't no more. You got to add about $3 more with it. But yeah, and I agree with what he's saying. This is one time I do agree with what he's saying.
Yeah, I mean, because when he was saying, that Joe Biden, want to fast track these, migrants and the people that was here to replace the black vote, it kind of makes sense now. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at all the resources that they're given to these migrants. And he was talking about that too in this video too, but it's a different part. He was saying that how, Eric Adams have given them, I believe like $1 billion to the migrant thing, saying that by in the next 2 to 3 years, it'd be like $9 billion they will have to give. In Chicago, he was saying the same thing. In Chicago, it was a lot of stuff that is being given to them. And it's just like, it's crazy, you know what I'm saying? And the black people that are speaking about it, like Charlamagne said, they try to say it's a MAGA messaging when you say, well, this is not right. They saying it's MAGA. It's not MAGA. Some of these people that feel this way are not MAGA. They are so anti-MAGA. It's ridiculous, but they know what's affecting them. And it's the thing that makes me mad about, especially our people. We always, it's just like we complain about stuff, but when it's time to fix it or try to fix it, or things that we could do to fix it, we complain and we don't do anything else. And then we vote the same way that got us in that situation in the first place. Like the Democrat Party, like I say all the time, and what I always say it is the Republican Party is not the end all be all, but they're better than the Democrats. And I believe that we need to get an opportunity to show and prove to us that if you get in our vote, this is what we require from you. And if you don't, just like we left the Democrats, we'll leave you too. And then you won't win no elections, you won't do nothing. So I think that once the Republican get the support that I believe they're going to get this year, I think they may appreciate it a little bit more than what the Democrats did. Even if it's approved, the Democrats, we're not like y'all. See, we did take advantage of them. We gave them at least some of the stuff they wanted. We didn't give them everything, but we gave them more than y'all did. That's just the way I feel about it.
I agree. And my thing about that is Republicans been winning elections really without the black votes. When Republicans win elections, they win them without the black votes. Democrats always win with the black votes. So in my opinion, Democrats should have been doing much more for blacks than they've ever been done. If you vote for a Republican and they still doing for everybody and you benefit from it, then hey, if Republicans do what's best for this country, and you're in this country, you're going to benefit from it. Because like I said, they've been winning winning elections without you. So if they win with black votes, that's going to be a big wake-up call for Democrats. And I'm going to tell you something. At some point, you got to stop. Okay, you keep going to the store, buying some meat. You get home, the meat is spoiled. You go back to the store the next week, you buy some more meat. You go home, the meat is... Why continue to go to this store just because it's in your neighborhood and you keep buying spoiled meat? At some point, you got to come away from that store and try another store. You understand what I'm saying? You keep buying the same spoiled meat. You keep going to this store, giving them your money, and keep getting spoiled meat. When you can go around the corner to another store and get you some fresh meat, but you don't want to do that because it's not in your neighborhood. It's ridiculous to me.
Yeah,
I don't understand it.
Yeah, what they've learned to do, Pop, and that's a good analogy with the meat. What they've learned, let's say the Democrats are the meat, they have learned to season it so well. Even with the spoiled meat, they've seasoned it so well to where they don't realize it's spoiled anymore. They're getting sick. But I'm not going to change because, like you say, it's in my neighborhood. It's convenient for me. Or if I go over there, I might have to spend $1 more for the meat. But you know what? It's worth it because you're in better health. You're not getting something. You're not getting to a point where it's not only affecting you, because when you are the head of your household or you're a working entity in your household, when you don't work, it affects the whole household. Right. So this is what people don't realize when this community thing, when it comes to Democrat voting a certain way, it don't just affect you as an independent Democrat voter. When you put all those votes together, it affects the whole community. You know what I'm saying? It affects, and I mean, that's what the black people in the communities, the white people in the communities, you have a lot of people in like Illinois, for instance. They say that Illinois is pretty much red, but it's just like the metropolitan area to like, you know, Chicago. It's blue. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like Georgia, Atlanta, pretty much blue. You know what I'm saying? Blue. Yeah, like Charlotte here in North Carolina is blue. You know what I'm saying? It's the big cities that kind of dictate what everybody else don't want. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's not fair to everybody else. So like I said again, I mean, I just believe that if Trump just keep his mouth closed like he's been doing as of late, just do your little rallies and be quiet, you will keep on getting momentum. Because they just need one soundbite, just one. That he said something crazy and it derail his whole thing, you know. So that's why I'm just like, Trump, be quiet, like you just keep playing golf.
Shut your mouth,
right? And let the Democrat Party self-implode. Let them do what democracy usually do: eat each other. Let them do what they do and chill.
Eat each other. We've been telling them that. We've been telling them that. Been telling them the pendulum swing both ways. They're gonna eat themselves, and that's exactly what they're doing. But let me ask you this. Let me go back to something real quick that you said. And I know we got to get off.
We're doing good timing, believe it or not.
Okay. Because you brought up C-19. You brought up COVID. You said that Kamala's husband had COVID. Didn't he take all 32 boosters and 18 shots? I mean, what we doing here? I'm just saying, didn't he take 32 boosters and 18 shots? I'm just asking.
Yeah, he did, but they say that he was asymptomatic. Okay. They say he was asymptomatic. And I was just trying to wonder, I was like, why Kamala didn't get it? But I said the reason why Kamala didn't get it because she out there in them streets. She went at home, so that's
in them streets. That's what you told her. And let me say this. I'm so glad you said you threw that up here, because I'm gonna tell you something. As a black person, can they stop with that bull crap? I'm out here in these streets like that's supposed to appeal. They don't appeal to all black people. That doesn't, and it actually insults a lot of blacks. You know, stop with that. Start with the Hillary Clinton hot sauce moment. Start with the dancing on the stage with Beyonce moment. Start with all that and just talk to us. Talk to black people like you would talk to. Stop trying to be down. You understand what I'm saying? I don't need you to be down. I need you to do your job. That's just like my priest. I don't need my priest coming to my house eating dinner with me. For what? I don't need to know you like that. I need you to just be there when I need the confession or whatever. Stop with all that, man. I mean, come on.
Exactly. Exactly. I agree with that 100%. And that's why I said when it comes to our president, I don't expect our president to be perfect. You know what I'm saying? Because one, he's not God. I don't worship him. And then number two, I'm not expecting him to be my pastor either. You know what I'm saying? I want you to be the president. You know, I got a pastor to teach me the word and teach me my morals, whatever the case may be. And a lot of that should be taught at home anyway, your morals. But when it comes to the president, I want you just to run this corporation as it need to be ran. That's just it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's fair for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Because you got this whole thing, and we got to segue in this too a little bit because it's the talk right now, and this wasn't pre-planned, y'all. We just sometimes just go off the cuff. But the thing is, this Project 2025 is getting on.
We still talking about that.
Yes.
I thought we had settled that. I did a video. You did a video. Trump did. I mean, what? Let me drink some of this. Wait a minute.
It is not settled. Just FYI.
We were done with that lie there about. Okay, what we talking about? Oh Lord! First of all, they need to read that junk like I did. It took me about 2 weeks to read that junk. I didn't know I could read that fast. I was like, Lord have mercy. It took me about 2 weeks, literally for real, about 2 weeks to read it. That's how I know when they giving them doggone bills with 1,000 pages and they got to read in 3 hours. They don't know what's in that stuff.
Right.
They do not know what's in that stuff because, honey, it's some stuff in there. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm gonna tell you what I think. I think the problem is with Project 2025, and I'm sick of people like Taraji P. Henderson and Charlamagne and all them. Because Project 2020, first of all, Project 2025 again has absolutely nothing to do with Trump. Trump has Agenda 47. We have told y'all that before. The Heritage Foundation have been doing stuff since back as far as Reagan. They even offered it to Joe Biden. Of course, Joe Biden wasn't gonna look at it, but they even offered it to Joe Biden. So it's not something they just came up with for Trump. I wish they would stop there. But this is my thing. This is what I need to ask you. Because I'm 55. Maybe I'm old school. So, you know, I'm going to ask you because you the Gen X, but you're right there with the millenniums too. You right there like in the middle. So what is wrong with wanting to have a nuclear family? What is wrong with them saying that if you have a strong man in the house, a father in the house, that the child is more likely to be productive and less likely to get in trouble or to be targeted by sex offenders? That's basically what they're saying. What is wrong with that? What is wrong with saying that they don't want to normalize transgenderism in schools? I think that's what I think that's what the left is so upset about, because they're saying, you know, they have a problem with the normalization of transgenderism and drag queen story out. So they did speak on that. So I think they're upset with that. I think they're upset because they're saying, you know, they need to get rid of DEI because people should get a job based on their marriage, not on gender. And I think those are some, and they're going to take away our civil rights. That is not taking away your civil rights. So I think those are a lot of the things that they're upset about. But tell me what you think about it, because that's what I got from it.
You know what? Me personally, like I said, there are some things I was reading it because I did start reading it. And the thing was, they talk about Clinton, they talk about Jimmy Carter, they talk about everybody in this particular Project 2025. But the thing is, when it comes down to it, I really don't really see a big problem with it. But like you said, it's the people that's painting the narrative that's making it a certain way. Like the dude was talking about the other day, they're trying to take away your civil rights. But it wasn't talking about that. They made a mention of the civil rights and how they made them take away merit.
Mention of it, yeah. I think that was in chapter 18. Wasn't it in chapter 18 or 19? One of them.
Yeah, somewhere up in there.
I thought it was chapter 18.
I read in chapter 3 too, when they was talking about the civil rights and stuff, how they really tried to, but they went to the courts because they was doing things on a merit basis before. But then they said, well, no, we need to get rid of that because it's not really helping. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's not doing jobs by giving them by their color or by their sexual orientation. It's not really helping people get out of poverty. It's not making the economy better. So let's go back to merit-based jobs. Like, you want somebody to do a job that know what they're doing. First of all, if you go open up my brain, I need you to be able to go in my brain and know what you're doing. I don't care about you being black. You could be white and gay. If you know how to do my surgery, I don't care. And I'm a Christian, and I don't support the racial community, but I want the best person for the job. But these liberals, they're being told things. That's one thing I notice about a lot of people on the right. Now, some people on the right do it, but most people on the right, they think for themselves. They're not group thinkers. They think individually. And I noticed one thing about the Democrat side, they all have the same talking points. If you do a live right now, the first thing people are going to come up with is one or two things: black jobs or Project 2025. You know, if you talk about Trump, they're going to talk about Central Park 5. They're going to talk about he went right to black people. These are the talking points that you know they're going to talk about. So it's just like, I'm just like with you at this point. I'm like, if we could just separate from some of these people, like, y'all go y'all way and we go ours. Like, let's just start walking, and in whatever direction you go in, that's where every last one of y'all go, and we'll go the other direction. Because I'm sick of these people, man. I'm being totally honest with you. I'm tired of them.
We got to separate at some point because it's like it's draining. It's really draining. I know my camera went down again. I'm out here in front of bugs. I think I got a bad reception, but it's draining. It's draining to keep saying the same things over and over again. And no matter how much you say, Trump has denounced white supremacy since back in the 80s. Trump agenda is Agenda 47. Trump don't have anything to do with Project 2025. When he was talking about black jobs, this is what he meant. No matter what you say, those people will not. I keep trying to tell y'all these zombie apocalypse. Y'all want to know what it is? This Democrat Party, they brain gone. If y'all want to know what it is, yeah, I didn't think I would live to see the zombie apocalypse, but we're here. These people don't have a brain. The brains are gone. This is what we're at. They're walking around all thinking alike, and it's scary.
Hey, they're doing like their leader Joe Biden. He don't have a brain either. I mean, I'm just saying.
I need to call Putin and ask him if you're gonna do anything to the United States, can you do it before 8 p.m. because Joe Biden gonna be asleep. Don't come doing nothing before 8 p.m. because our leader, our commander-in-chief gonna be asleep. So I need you to do it before 7:59 so he can answer the phone. This is crazy.
Well, Kareem said he has a team that if that happens, he had a team that's gonna wake him up and get him, because his team is the one that's gonna make the decisions. It's not gonna be him anyway. I mean, if you want to be honest, that's why she said the way she did. Oh, he has a team. Because his team is the one making the decisions. Now, Joe Biden ain't making no decisions on behalf of his country. He's not doing it. I just don't see it. I mean, they may have him in the room when they're talking about it, but ultimately they said, well, Joe, yeah, give us your opinion. And then as soon as he walk out the room, we ain't doing that. This is what we gonna do. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that kind of thing, you know, and so he walk out the room thinking that what he said is what's gonna be law, but it's not. But before we adjourn, is one more thing I wanted to get your opinion on, because I know you're gonna cuss. I can feel it already, but let me pull it up.
An administration that has lied. It just has to. Okay.
Not
you
one
can
lie?
laugh and you can
Not
stop.
one lie?
No, but you supported an administration that lied about the size of the crowd at the inauguration.
Do you honestly expect us to believe that they've never lied?
I think you're confusing administrations. And I think part of the reason that this hasn't been shut down, frankly, is because there's been breathless and somewhat reckless reporting by media.
The journalists? You're saying the journalists are wrong?
Yes, I do. I think that when let me give you examples. I think that when journalists jump on the George Stephanopoulos interview and talk about how Mark Warner didn't run, I think they're wrong. Mark Warner ran. He ran for 5 hot minutes, but he got close enough to run.
I'm sorry, we have to
Joe
defend.
Biden saying that is not a lie.
We have to defend the journalists. I'm sorry. We have journalists at CNN, the Wall Street Journal, the New York Times. These are journalists.
I think that when journalists jump to conclusions about a Parkinson's specialist that has been part of the White House medical unit
that they've
for
lied
over
about.
a decade.
They lied about it.
What part did they lie about?
Let's just take a pause.
What part did they lie
talk about the George Clooney
The
of
guy
it all.
went. No, wait, hold on, Abby.
Karine has repeatedly lied about this.
No, she has not.
And about whether
Let me just
Biden
tell
was in
you
the
this.
meeting. She lied about it.
No, they have not. This is a White House medical unit doctor who has been part of this since Obama. During the Obama administration, he visited the White House over 20 times. Did Obama have Parkinson's? They have said.
I think you need to catch up on the news tonight. That's all.
No, I think you need to go read the truth. And you see, this narrative is part of the reason why all of these questions have not been shut down. And I do think there's been reckless reporting.
I hear what you're saying, but there's no question that it's not a media narrative. 50 million people.
You don't think the media has, you don't think there's been reckless reporting by some media?
50 million people watched the president on that debate stage. And on the George Clooney of it all, George Clooney was at this fundraiser, right? And the fundraiser they raised $28 million. He comes out of it and he thinks that something is wrong. And he goes to write this op-ed. And according to the New York Times tonight, the White House tries to stop him. They send Jeffrey Katzenberg to try to get him to not publish this op-ed. Another person who was at that fundraiser now comes forward and says the president did not look great that night. So it's not a media narrative. It's also coming from people who love and respect Joe Biden. They are just deeply concerned.
So okay, I'm gonna stop it there.
She been drinking too much of the Kool-Aid, ain't she? She needs to start drinking the Kool-Aid. Lord help.
She must have thought she was on The View, but she was gonna have people that agree with her. And they did.
She forgot she went on the View with Joy, with Whoopi and Joy and all them. She forgot. She forgot.
She said that administration, the Biden administration, has not lied. They do not lie. They don't lie. When Karine Jean-Pierre get up there and lie every freaking day, but they don't lie. And Anna says she's a Republican, or is she a rhino?
She's not a Republican. Yeah, you're right. Let me tell you something. Talking about something. Trump lied about it. I don't give a crap about Trump lying about no inauguration. You think I care about that? I don't care about that. What I care about is what's going to affect the American people. And the inauguration is not going to affect the American people. This is supposed to be the president of the most powerful country, well, whatever, in the world. You understand what I'm saying? The free country. So they say we're free. This is supposed to be this man. And she's sitting up there acting like this man have all his brain cells. What? She need to start hanging with Hunter because something's going on around here. I mean, come on. Is she kidding me? She on something. I'm talking about. And then when these people right here will have facts in front of them, they will see what's going on and they will still block it out and say it's not real. They have so much hate for Trump and his supporters or whatever. So they would sit up there and lie to themselves about reality of what's going on. Because at the end of the day, this country is doomed. And not just because of black people, like Joe Biden said, it's doomed up under Joe Biden. We are hurting. Listen, the world is at war up under this man. I mean, let's be for real. Inflation is through the roof, and they can say all day long the president don't have nothing to do with inflation. Listen, we know Congress spending money, but the president keep asking for this money. Let's just put that out there. I mean, we can barely make it. People can't rent. It's more homeless people now up under this administration than it's ever been, and they're trying to act like things are great up under this man. She can't be for real. And she gonna talk about something. Well, you know, this is the same doctor who was there up under Obama. But guess what? Obama was able to walk out on the stage by himself. Obama went out there shaking hands with his invisible friend. Obama went out there not knowing which way to turn. He didn't need the Easter bunny to guide him. He didn't go out there on stage and say, ho, 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 happy 4th of July. I'm just being for real. You understand what I'm saying? So let's stop playing like this man know what he's doing because this man is sick. Yeah. This man is sick, and I don't know what part of that they don't see. And let me say, they talking about George Clooney. I can give a flip-flop, and I didn't curse about what no rich person think, about what no celebrity think, because celebrities and stuff doesn't live in the reality that we live in. You understand what I'm saying? They don't live in our reality, so I can care less about what they say or who they say to vote for. What I care about is the people who's out here on my level, who's hurting like me, who's living like me, who's trying to stretch a dollar to pay for their bills and their food and stuff. Those are the people I care about. I don't care about what some celebrities say or who they say vote for, because they don't live like I live. It's crazy.
That's
I don't get it.
That is so true. That is so true. And that's the thing. Like I said, I mean, the country is at the end fighting. We're fighting now over race, politics. And Joe Biden said he was going to be the uniter in chief, but really has caused so much division. And, you know, one thing I like about Trump, since she was talking about the inauguration, is that when Trump got up there, he says, we're taking the power from D.C. and we're giving it back to the people. That's when Washington got in a frenzy because they want the power. They don't want us, we the people, to have the power. We do have the power, but they have psyched us out so much. So many people have been psyched out. They don't even realize that their power, they keep giving it to them. And once you give somebody a power, you're not getting it back. You're not getting it back. And this is a thing. The Democrats have been so shrewd on how to get you to give up your rights. And, but give up your guns, give up this, give up that. And then after a while, they're going to turn around and attack you. And then you're going to be sitting there like, defenseless because you ain't gonna be able to defend yourself. Listen, at the end of the day, we better wake up. We better wake up fast because this whole initiative that they're pushing, they want this one world government. They want this thing like yesterday. And when we get to that point, like you said before, they're gonna have you eating bugs. You ain't gonna own nothing. You're gonna be happy about it, and you're gonna wear the same outfit. I don't care what you got, Louis, all that stuff. It don't even matter no more. You're gonna have on probably the same brown outfit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and the thing is, you talk about your liberties are being taken now because women can't abort babies. You ain't seen nothing yet. Wait till the government really get full control like they want it. You're going to be able to go outside.
You ain't seen that. And let me jump back on this because you brought something up when you was talking about the government. They want to give the government back to the people. That's another thing that Project 2025 was talking about that I think the Democrats are upset with because they were saying, get the power back to the people, a smaller government like it's supposed to be. And I think that's another thing they're upset about because if the government don't have control of you, if the government can't tell you what to do, if the power go back to the people where it's supposed to be, then it's a problem for the Democrats because we know the Democrats want control. They want to be able to run everything.
Right.
So, yeah, I think that's another thing that they're having a problem with. And the sad part about it, Dontae, is the people who's listening to them don't even understand. They're really trying to take everything from you. The Democrats are really not there for you. They're there to hurt you. Because what they say, teach a man that the fish he can eat every day, give him a fish he gonna only eat once.
Right. Well, keep depending on you for the fish.
Keep depending on you, waiting on you to decide to give it to him. And you can guess what? You ain't gonna bite the hand that feeds you.
Right.
So you're gonna keep voting the same way because you ain't gonna bite the hand that feeds you because you can't take care of yourself.
Yep. Because the government, they'll tell you in a minute. That's why we don't need to depend on government like that because they can shut down. They can shut it down at any moment. You know what I'm saying? I mean, even though they're using our money, but they can shut that down at any moment. That's why you got to learn how to, one, rely on God, rely on your family, rely on your community. Because, see, this is where they've gotten us. The government has replaced everything. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just at a point now, like, really, truly, like, we need to get rid of them. Like, I believe in Project 2025, they're saying, like, some of these jobs that they have up there in these positions, get rid of them. They're not needed. They just there, just holding jobs. I mean, like, if you don't need a certain department, get rid of it. Why have this, where you getting all this money to this particular department and they ain't doing anything? Like Jack Smith, being, appointed, he's getting paid by our tax dollars.
Yeah.
But he wasn't even supposed to be appointed. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, but that's why I said the Democrat Party, they talk about everything they put on the Republicans is what they do because they making up the law as they go. This is why they want to get rid of the Supreme Court because Supreme Court is going by the Constitution. They're looking at the Constitution and they mad at it because most conservatives are saying, look, let's look at the Constitution, but they'll do what Trump said, get rid of the Constitution. Well, if he did, he's saying, hell, y'all ain't paying attention to it anyway. So, I mean, what's the use of having it? Get rid of it. And I mean, I think he was being rhetorical when he was saying that, but I just don't know, Pop. I don't know what else we're gonna do with our country, but yeah, we just got to band together, and the ones that want to go forward. The ones that don't, leave them behind. That's just where I'm at with it.
We're gonna have to. And like I said, some people, hey, we're gonna have to leave them behind. And I hate to say this, but I always use Noah's Ark as an example. He didn't want to not let those people on the boat, but when he was telling them about it, they didn't want to listen.
Right.
He kept telling them this flood is coming. They didn't believe him. They laughing at him. Oh, you crazy. You don't know what you're talking about. But then when the flood started and he done sealed everything up and they beating on it, he didn't want to leave him out there. He had no choice. We're trying to tell these people this is what's happening. Y'all are so blind with hate and the lies that y'all have been told that y'all can't see what's going on. And Dontae, we ain't gonna be able to help them. And I'm not saying that. Hey, we might fall too, but I'm gonna be one of the last one to fall because I got my eyes open. I mean, and let me go back to this real quick before we go, because you was talking about if the government, take everything from. Because I remember one time in Atlanta, they shut down the I was at Kroger's, and they shut down. I guess the EBT machine wasn't working. The EBT cards, you can get their money on it or something. You should have seen them people in there having to fix. They couldn't buy their food and stuff because they didn't have the EBT card. The EBT things weren't working. And that's sad because if the government decide to shut your stuff out, you You can't even feed your family. You can't even feed your children. I got my little $10 worth of stuff went on by my business because that's all I could afford. But yeah, they couldn't even buy their food. You understand what I'm saying? Because the government didn't post their stuff on time or whatever. And this is what I'm saying. They're so dependent on the government they dependent on them to even when they can eat.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, Dontae.
Yep.
Come on.
Yep. Most definitely. So y'all, we have been here 45 good minutes, and so we want to prolong your time any further. We definitely will be back with you hopefully next week to come up with another show, and we're probably doing something live here in the future, sometime or another. Your dude got a real job now, so
yeah, congratulations.
Yeah, so this is my I know, right? Hey, and you know what? All the money I got to pay out, it's gonna be a minute. It's gonna drizzle for a while. It's gonna be drizzling for a while, I promise you. But
rain to the bill collectors, make it rain.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. But yeah, so we'll be back next week, y'all. We love y'all. Thank y'all for your attention, and we're gonna do better with trying to make sure we show up a lot more frequently than we have. We took a month off because Popcorn had an anniversary last month, and a lot was going on in June. So a happy belated anniversary to Popcorn and her husband. But how long has it been? 30 years?
Now we've been together. How old my son? 31. We've been together 34 years because I had him 3 years after I had him. But we only been married like 20-some years. But look, don't talk about me.
Like I said, y'all been married about 30-some years. Y'all been together all that time.
But we've been together 34 years, yeah.
Yeah. So it is what it is. I mean, that's a long time to be with one person. He know you,
yeah.
you know him. So
long time. Don't make me don't.
You can just throw that away. Hey, look, hey, dude.
No, look, we might well look. We done got broke down together. Arthritis, back hurt. Nobody else want us. We might well stay together. I told him I couldn't leave him if I wanted to. I need his health insurance.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
But I cannot with her. I cannot. But y'all comment below. Please comment. Let's try to push this video through the algorithm. And we love y'all. And until then,
next time.
peace.